So it happened again. You thought about starting that goal, but then life happens. It's not like you have to worry though. You can always start tomorrow, and besides, you're still young. You still have a lot of time to start working on your goals. But then the next day rolls around and life happens again, and again, and again, and again. It repeats over and over until one day you wake up and realize that you're not young anymore and your goal is nothing more than a memory of something you used to want to do. I don't know if this is just a me thing, but sometimes the only thing that keeps me working is the fear that I might lose sight of my goals. When I get older, I want to be able to look back and be happy with the opportunities that I took. And it truly scares me to think that one day I might look back and think, I wish I did something more. But I think it's so easy, especially when you're young, to make excuses to not work on your goals. Tell me if I'm the only one, but I catch myself all the time making up little excuses in my head to avoid work. That's why I wanted to make this video today, partially as a reminder to myself, but also for anyone who is young and has goals, but just can't seem to start. And I think the easiest excuse I made is that I just don't have time to work on my goal. Maybe you have school or a job, or if you're nothing like me, you have a social life. But the more I think about it, the conclusion I always come to is that life doesn't stop. There's always going to be something else to do, and waiting for that to stop is like waiting for grass to stop growing or something. The point is, if something is really worth doing, it's going to take some time, and that time probably isn't just going to fall into your lap. Whether that means waking up early to do work before class, or skipping a night out with your friends, you're probably going to have to go out of your way to make time to do that thing. And I'm not trying to say you should spend all your time working, because it's definitely important to take time to relax and have fun. But if you want to reach any kind of goal, you're going to have to invest time. And if anything, as you get older, your responsibilities only grow. Whether you're going into college or getting a more serious job, there's always going to be something taking your time. And speaking of responsibilities, as you get older, chasing your goals is going to become a bigger risk. It's always hard to do something risky, especially if your goals have to do with something financial like starting a business, because obviously there's the risk of losing it all. But at least when you're young, you can take that risk knowing you don't really have a lot to lose. It's different for every person, but for the most part when you're young, the most you have to lose is maybe a few $1,000s in the bank. However, when you get older and you have a house and maybe a family to take care of, that risk is a lot bigger. And when you look at it like that, losing a little money all of a sudden doesn't seem so bad. You've probably heard stories about very successful people starting on their passions from a very young age. Jeff Bezos started his first business when he was 16, and Bill Gates co-founded Microsoft when he was only 20. And I think that was a big factor to their success. The fact that they started from a young age already put them ahead of their peers who didn't decide to start businesses for years or maybe even decades later. And it's really difficult to see growth, especially in the beginning. I've noticed this especially in my YouTube channel. I've had this channel for about 4 months now, and if you've kept up with any of that, you'll know that the numbers on my videos aren't growing very fast. But I have noticed that the process of making videos has become a lot easier for me, and I've been a lot more satisfied with my more recent videos. I've heard the analogy that success grows like a tree. When you first plant a seed, you don't see very much visible growth, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Before you can see any visible growth, the tree has to first grow its roots. Then once it's gone through some development that you haven't seen, you start noticing more visible growth. And the same can be applied to success. When you first start off, you're probably not going to see very much visible growth, but much like a tree growing its roots, you're growing your skills and proficiency so later you can have visible growth. And I'm not very good at wrapping up videos, but the last point I want to leave you with is if you don't start on your goals now, when will you? Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more of me, subscribe and hit the bell. But with that, I will see you in another video. Have a good day.